Hey guys, how you doing? It's Mike here from Unique Mechanics, back with you for another watch review. Today I have awesome watches. I have Ingersoll watches. I have about 16 watches that I'm going to be doing a review on today. I'm going to be going over my first opinions. I'm going to be going over what they feel like on the wrist. Also, you're going to notice that during me reviewing each watch, if we're going to be doing an up-close view or just me kind of handling the watch and giving you an overlook of what they look like on my wrist, I will also be providing specs on that specific model right here. Okay, so Ingersoll watches, if you're not familiar with Ingersoll watches, it's one of my favorite brands as a classic vintage look and elegance. Those are just a few key terms that I associate with Ingersoll. They make sporty watches, but as you'll notice, a lot of their watches are extremely classic feel, elegance, something that you want to wear during the day with a suit, as well as maybe even with a tuxedo to any event. I mean, they have such a large variation of models, but a lot of them are on, for example, on leather. They all primarily come on a clasp, which altogether provides a certain degree of elegance. And I can't wait to give you some, up close views. I also, after this long video, this is going to be a long video, and if you're going to stick around with me, please do. You're in for a treat because some of these models, a lot of people don't really showcase videos on. And in my opinion, some of the watches that I have here, when I actually put them to my wrist, when I actually held them in my hand, I truly couldn't believe that for this type of quality, this type of design, you were able to buy something like this for a price point between $400 to $600. They're extremely well built, and just the overall concept and designs are beautiful. Okay, they are German design concept watches where the detail that goes into some of the dials and the creations of the casing is something so different than what you guys might have been used to. There's thousands and thousands of watch brands out there. This is one of America's almost first watch brands, okay? Ingersoll was actually founded as one of America's first watch factories by two brothers, Robert and Charles. They developed new technologies to produce pocket watches and wristwatches. Now, at the time of 1892, thanks to Henry Ford, in a collaboration, they were able to set up an automated production line for watches in the United States, and we're talking about 1892. That's how far this line goes back. Okay. One of the great facts that I have about this brand is a pilot, Sir Alan Cobham, okay, used an Ingersoll watch in 1928 during his flight over the continent of Africa to ensure he knew the exact time. Do you understand what kind of reliability it took for an individual to choose this specific brand to tell him the exact time? He chose this brand because he knew it was reliable. He said that it was a reliable timekeeper for him under different climate conditions on a distance of over 23,000 miles. That's so special. You have this iconic history fact that's tailored around this watch of an individual that flew that far of a distance. Okay? And also another fact that you guys see a lot of Mickey Mouse watches out there. Ingersoll was actually the first one to submit a patent to use Mickey Mouse on their watches. And by June of 1935, more than 2.5 million have been sold. What a statistic. Back in that time era, I couldn't imagine so many people wearing watches and actually wearing a Mickey Mouse watch. Obviously Mickey Mouse was much more, I can't even tell you if it was popular more then or now because we have so much with Mickey these days. But it's incredible that they were actually the first. This brand was the first to do that, and they've succeeded. And they're going so strong today. So I'm going to be reviewing 16 different pieces. You're going to see the different specifications right here. And if you guys have any questions, make sure you comment down below. Make sure you give me the thumbs up if you like the video. It's going to be a long one. I'm really excited for it. And after this long video, I actually have individual videos of just up-close views of each watch that I'm going to be reviewing. So stay tuned for those. A lot of exciting things from Ingersoll. They're one of our, big distributors that we deal with. We've been dealing with Ingersoll for, I think, about 6 years now. And every single day is more and more exciting because they keep coming out. They keep outdoing themselves. They keep coming out with awesome models. And it's just so exciting. And just a quick note, most of these models are on the smaller scale of 40 to 44, but they do have some oversized models as well. So here we go. Alright guys, so here we go. The first watch that I'm going to be showing you here is something special. I actually wanted to start the video with something really special. And it is the Ingersoll Golden Eyes. Okay? This watch is so cool. This is the IN 1711RGY. Again, all the specs will be listed right here on the side. Wow. If I didn't mention to you guys earlier in the intro to this video, majority of the Ingersoll watches, I believe almost 100%, are automatic, which is really great. They don't really focus on quartz watches, though they do have a new line they just came out that is focused on quartz watches, but everything that they've been doing up to this date has been fully automatic. So Golden Eyes, automatic. When I look at this watch, when I first put this watch in my hand, I was speechless. I am still really speechless. And I'm not going to be going into the detail of the specifications because they're just going to be on the side here. I'd rather do the video like that. And I'm just going to be giving my point of view, my thoughts on the structure, the design, and the feel of this watch on my 7.5-inch wrist, and you'll be able to determine if this might be a good fit for you by the specs that you see that I write right here. This has this dial. Well, first of all, the casing is out of a rose tone. It's a rose tone plating. Okay, rose tone gold plated, stainless steel. It's got Ingersoll signage on the side. It's got a nice little signage of the I for Ingersoll on the crown. And the dial is something, it's something beyond something that I've seen before. It's almost one of the high luxury brands of MB&F. If you actually know what that brand is, this gives me that feel. Because it's got these first of all, it's got two automatic kind of like rotors right here on the front. Okay. Besides that, it's got these incredible design. You could even call them like eyelids or eyebrows to it. I mean, as funny as that sounds, I'm going to give you an up-close look on this, and you're going to know for yourself that this is one special watch. It says Golden Eyes right at the 6 o'clock, and all their watches say German design right at the between the 7 and 5. This watch on a 7.5-inch wrist, wow, it feels so comfortable. I don't have the clasp set up on this leather strap because I don't like to unravel these watches. Some people might unravel and then they're going to try to resell that watch or whatever, but we take special care of everything that we have here, and everything stays in the plastic. So just take a look at what that looks like on my 7.5-inch wrist. It is a true beauty. It's got this enormous, you could call it a sub-dial, but it's truly not, because it's two dials within the entire dial. One of them is what has the hour and minute hand in there, and it's in Roman numerals. At the bottom, it's got the seconds hand, and just look at those. Look at those, you know, two turbine wheels kind of going. It's incredible. I love that Ingersoll incorporates those kind of like skeletonized wheels for their automatic movement. They just expose them, and you know, wearing a watch isn't just about telling time. It's showing, not even showing. It almost tells who you are, what you're about, and how you look at things. I mean, some people like a watch for the feel. Some people like a watch for the design. And Ingersoll provides all of that because their designs are truly innovative. Because I have never seen a dial like that at the price point that this watch is selling at. This comes on a black leather strap, and it does have a really nice rose tone deployment clasp. On the deployment clasps, it says Ingersoll on them since 1892. Let me just give you a quick glance at the case back, and I will go ahead and give you that up close look now. So here's that picture of Golden Eyes, as I mentioned to you guys. How incredible does that look? I'm going to try to keep these pretty short because I will have individual videos coming out with each individual piece just like this of just the up close shots. Look at those two rotors. That's where they get the name, obviously, Golden Eyes from. You have two pieces rotating right there. This is an automatic. How great is that? Black leather strap, rose gold plated clasp. Let me give you a quick back shot of the case back and the rotor. But let me just give you an up close shot of that. How cool is that? I love this watch. Feels amazing. Looks even way more expensive than it really is. Awesome, right? If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Alright, so on the next one. This is actually a really cool model. It's the Ingersoll Bison number 28. It actually comes with this really cool box. Let me show you guys. It's like almost like a gator skin. It's really, really cool. It's a really nice presentation box, and it's really interesting. A lot of them, there's several different boxes that come with Ingersoll. That's one of them. So this Bison does fall into the oversized category. I'm going to start off by showing you guys immediately what it looks like on my wrist. Now I have a 7.5 inch wrist. Take a look at that. It's definitely a bit more oversized. My first opinion on this watch is I think it's cool. I personally don't love this side hinge. I have a particular type of wrist and I am on the computer at all times. So when you have such a crown protector like you see here, sometimes it can get in the way of what I'm doing throughout the day on the keyboard or whatever it is that I need to do when I'm working throughout the day. It does come on a really nice stainless steel deployment clasp. The leather is really nicely stitched. It's a black fine leather with white stitching all the way across it. Also on the inside of the leather straps, it does represent Ingersoll. Right here, really nice signage. Got the genuine leather. On this case, on the side of it, it says Ingersoll since 1892. They really like to emphasize on their branding, on when they started and so forth. This is a really cool watch. The crown protector comes out just like that. You get in there, you can change the time. I'm not too fond of this little stainless steel piece right here. You know, as I mentioned to you guys, I like my watches very simple. Nothing too crazy, nothing hanging off of them. Very simple wear. Has to have a really nice comfortable strap. That's one of the most important parts for me when I'm wearing a watch. This is a multifunctional watch. It's got the days of the week and it's got the date. I did notice that the hour and minute hand are really thick, and in between they have really enormous amounts of lume. I've actually did test this out in the dark. I'm not going to go ahead and do that in this video, but the lume is incredible. When you see lume in hands that are that thick, hopefully you could see as I'm kind of facing the camera this way, and it's an up-close view on this watch, even though we're going to do an up-close view. Maybe I will even do a little in the dark for you guys real quick. You'll notice that the lume is impressive. You know, a lot of people, they're really all about their lume. You know, they contact me, they say, how well do these hands do in the dark? You know, it's different for me what it would be different for you. Everybody has an opinion, and everybody has their own, you know, thoughts on what's great for them, or what's met a specific expectation of them towards lume or just having a watch in general. This is also an automatic watch. This is actually a limited edition watch. Now, Ingersoll doesn't number their limited editions, though they do make, I guess, a certain amount in production, though they do not limit them to a specific number. Overall, I like the feel of this watch. I think it's a good oversized watch for somebody that's starting their collection, somebody that's looking for a watch in a good price point. The bezel does not turn, so that's a small con right there. I do like a turning bezel, even though I've never in my life actually used the bezel, a rotating bezel, for what it's actually supposed to be used for. So I've never used it for that, but overall, it's a really interesting piece. There is a pusher right here that is set on this one sub-dial, and it's really neat. Really neat watch. The dial is actually a really cool color. I'm not even sure what you would call it. It's like a beige. Let me see if you guys get an up-close look real quick before I actually give you an up-close view. Let me show you one more time what this watch looks like. Actually, for whatever reason, just now when I put this up on my wrist for the second time around, it actually feels better than the first time around. For whatever reason, maybe I'm holding it a little tighter and it's snugged on my wrist a little better. As I mentioned to you guys, straps are everything. You could probably glue a really good high-end strap to a rock, and you could probably use that as a sundial. You know, as long as the strap is good, I think you could wear anything on your wrist as long as it's, you know, cool for you to wear. So there's the Bison, guys, and let me give you the model number on this piece. Obviously, you've seen it right here on the side. This is the IN 1607CR, Bison 28. Let's go ahead and go into that up-close view. So here we have the Bison number 28 Ingersoll piece. This is, as I mentioned to you, this is one of the more oversized category that fits in the oversized category. I love this watch, and the more and more I actually wore it after I tried it on and gave it my first opinion and just did a total kind of looking over the entire piece. As you can see, this is the crown protector. It goes over that. Here's the crown, adjustment of time. Let's go a little closer up. As you see, we have the days of the week as well as the date. Really nice. Really nice. I really like the white stitching on the strap. Overall, the design is really cool. Let's see, it comes on a regular stainless steel clasp. As you can see, the Ingersoll signage. This is one piece that I wasn't too fond of, but overall it was comfortable after I did get used to it. Alright, so now we're back with another special watch. When I actually saw this watch, I said to myself, why is this watch not $5,000 or $10,000? what really sets the ultra luxury apart from the lower end watches? Obviously, there's movement complications. But primarily, obviously there's also precious metals that go into a specific type of, more high-end watch. Even though lower-end watches, sometimes in the 12 to 2,000, 3,000 price range, I mean, you can't really call that lower-end, but there have been a specific type of brand that might incorporate precious metals such as gold or actual, 18 karat rose gold, 18 karat gold, yellow gold into their watches. Maybe add some diamonds to them that would give them a higher price point. But this is called a ragtime. Obviously, it's from the ragtime era. When I hold this watch, I actually tell myself, why don't I have this watch in my collection? To anybody that wears or likes a rose-toned watch on a leather strap, this is. I mean, you can't go wrong with this. I cannot wait to give you an up-close view of what this watch looks like. Okay, the model number for this Ingersoll model is IN 3608 RCR. Comes in this nice little box like this. They're all really nicely engraved with the Ingersoll emblems, and they're beautiful. It's like a nice watch box, and then it comes with a nice white box that goes in on top of that. So let's talk about a little bit about this piece. As you can see, the case size is a little smaller. It does come under the deployment clasp. It's an automatic model. We have the signage right here on the side. It's a retrograde date automatic. The dial is so beautiful. Again, I'm going to repeat myself. When I first put this watch into my hands, I couldn't believe the quality, the feel. When you kind of shake it around, the automatic movement does not make a big noise, which some pretty crappy automatic movements out there, if you shake them around and they make a lot of noise, obviously it's not that good of an automatic movement. There's a lot of different grades of automatic movements. When the way it lays on my wrist, it screams elegance. The way that the design of the dial, not just the case itself is wonderful. The dial, the way that the subdials, the hands, the numbers, the way that it's completely laid out is revolutionary. I mean, I haven't seen a dial like this in a long time. It's got multiple areas. It's got one area for the hour and the minutes, and the time kind of goes small and big and spaced out, and it's to the side. I love it when watch designers incorporate different areas for different settings of the watch, different areas that, one area that's like a GMT. Oh, and this is also dual time, so it's a GMT as well. That's very cool. So on this side is the GMT right here. On this side is whatever time zone you're currently in. Down below is the days of the week. And up top, it almost looks like it's a power reserve, but I don't think it is. And this is an automatic, if I didn't mention that. Wow, I mean, having this on my 7.5-inch wrist, first of all, the feel is incredible. I could only imagine what this looks like on a suit. I could only imagine what it feels like to wear this in a tuxedo. It's I wouldn't even consider this a conversational piece. Someone just would say, wow, what a beautiful watch. If you're in the market for a well-designed, elegant, classic look, this is it. This is it. This is the Ingersoll Ragtime IN 3608 RCR. I'm so happy I was able to get my hands on this watch and show you guys what it looks like on my wrist and what are some of my thoughts about the watch. So, again, oh, and the leather. Wow. Beautiful brown leather and super soft. So I have to say, I know we're early in the video, but out of the batch, this is one of my favorites. The one that I mentioned to you guys earlier that resembles that really high-end one is another one of my favorites. This list is just getting much better. There's several other ones that I'm looking around that are going to blow your mind when you look at the up-close views. I mean, it's like, wow, how did this company get a hold of these incredible designs when I presume that if a luxury high-end company got a hold of these designs, they could charge $15,000, $25,000 for that specific look. It's all about marketing, you know, but obviously there's other details that go into a high-end watch, and I feel that these are up there. Ingersoll is a high-quality watch that is sold at a great price point that's affordable to any walks of life. You know, obviously, you know, if you're in the market or somebody is a watch collector, you're going to understand that, you know, what you're paying for. And Ingersoll, it's a quality watch. I stand behind it. We sold a great deal of these watches, and we've been selling them for years, and I will continue doing so. So let's go ahead and show you an up-close look on this watch. This piece was one of my favorite pieces, is one of my favorite pieces from the batch of the 16 that I'm currently doing a review on. Look how magnificent that dial is. As I mentioned to you guys, it had like multiple sub-dials, in which case right here you actually have the regular time. Right here you have the GMT, the dual time. Let me just get a little closer up so you can see a little better. I'm sure you're seeing it quite well in this 1080p super clear recording. As you can see, all of the hands are done in a blue inside. As you can see right there, the white parts are all the lume. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the striations right here. Look at those striations on the inside of the dial. They're also adding this really beautiful tone to the dial. I really got to love this watch. The overall case, the style of the dial, which is just unbelievable. The theme with the rose gold, the dial color, as well as the brown leather strap, it really set this watch apart from the many of the others. I mean, for whatever reason, I'm more drawn to it. I feel it's a really beautiful vintage look, as well as it's got so much class to it. Can be worn with a tuxedo, a suit, even jeans with a nice shirt. That's my opinion, at least. So on our next Ingersoll watch review, I have here the Grand Canyon IN 6900 RWH MB. Now, for the longest time, they've actually made this watch on a leather strap. This is a new addition to their lineup that actually comes on this beautiful, high-quality stainless steel metal. You guys know that I'm a huge bracelet guy, a huge strap guy. This specific bracelet, I could already tell the way that the links are set up, the quality and the weight of this bracelet, it's going to make a huge difference on you loving or hating your watch. This specific model is beautiful in so many different ways. The design concept and architecture of this watch is also so unique. When I give you the up-close look, you're going to see something so interesting. You're going to see how they took a rose gold top and set it inside a stainless steel case bottom. Almost makes no sense, but when I'm giving you an up-close look, I will show you what I'm talking about. This is an automatic watch. The bracelet comes pretty long, which is great. I have a 7.5-inch wrist. Oh my God, when I just put it up against nice and snug on my wrist, this is a home run. This is a grand slam. If you don't have this in your collection, make sure you pick it up. I'm going to tell you the model number once again so you can go and search for it. This is the Ingersoll Grand Canyon 6900 RWH MB. Besides having this gorgeous white dial with Roman numeral hour markers and regular still hour markers on the inside, this is a highly multifunctional watch. We have the date right at the 12 o'clock. We have the days of the week right at the 9, and at the 3, it's the month calendar. Besides that, it's got this great rotator right there exposed into the automatic movement. I love when that thing is exposed with jewels and that wheel just comes alive as you put this watch on your wrist and set the time. I have nothing but great things to say about this model. I give it 2 thumbs up. If I could give it more, I would. This is definitely something that you need to pick up. If you could afford, you know, a $375 to $500 watch, this is it. This is it. I guarantee anybody that is looking for a watch, you know, a lot of people are particular with the dial colors also. If you're looking for this particular dial color and you like a little bit of rose gold in there, but you also like a watch on a stainless steel bracelet, this is it. Wait till I give you guys what it looks like up close. And I can't wait to show you guys just individual videos of all of these watches that I'm reviewing today. Just they're going to be like 1.5 to 2 minutes of just up close shots of this entire Ingersoll preview collection that I'm doing here on the Unique Mechanics YouTube channel. 7.5-inch wrist. This feels incredible. I mean, just even bending my wrist, I already know that if I was to wear this all day, it wouldn't leave any weird indentations. It would be super comfortable. The way that it actually just lays right on the wrist, that's what's giving it that really nice, that feel. As well as the bracelet is just beyond comfortable. It's got a really nice deployment clasp. It's the one that kind of folds out this way. So you hit this this middle 2 pushers right here and it just folds out. I love those. Really nice clean case back here. This as well as a limited edition. A lot of the models that you'll find in the Ingersoll collection are all limited production. But they're just, is it limited production or limited edition? Whatever it is, they keep making them, but they're not going to make them always for a long period of time. What a cool watch. And the hour and minute hand do have really nice lume on them. So let's go ahead and go into that up close shot. Here we have the Grand Canyon piece. I love this watch. As I mentioned to you guys, that dial is irresistible. And alright, so hold on a second. Let's talk about this dial first. Super multifunctional. We have the date at the top at the 12. At the 9 we have days of the week. At the 3 we have the months. Take your attention and just look at that wheel rotating right there at the 6. Is that not beautiful? Look at the white tone and the different striation patterns throughout the inner dial. Beautiful. Just beautiful. As I mentioned to you guys, look at the case, what's going on here. Look at this bottom part, how they set that up. Isn't that incredible? It's like the rose gold part case is set inside of the stainless steel part right here. I've never seen anything like that before. If you have, shoot me down a comment down below. Let me know what watch you've seen this on. I would love to see it. Cool, right? Let's go to the next one.